evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and in this particular video I'm going to introduce you guys to object-oriented programming. Now, I know a lot of you who are watching this video right now are going to say, well, wait a minute, didn't you introduce us to object-oriented programming about 13 years ago? Well, yes, I actually did. But the thing is that particular video was of low quality and it wasn't watched very much. Also, I wanted to update the information within it. Okay, and there's good reasons for that. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But anyway, in that particular video, the one I did 13 years ago, I stated that some people would rather go ice fishing than learn specific computer terms. There's been a lot that has changed in the last decade, and one of the biggest changes is the way people view smartphones, okay? People are practically glued to their smartphones now, where back then, people were running things off of a laptop. Some people ask me why they have to learn computer terms when they don't use computers anymore. Well, if you're going to use it for a job, I mean, some places, when they hire you, there's a computer right in front of you. It's usually a laptop, but yes, there's a computer right in front of you. So, before you say, oh, wait a minute, we don't use computers anymore. Yeah, you go on a job, you might. Although it's true that many people today use their smartphones like they used to use their computers, not everyone uses smartphones exclusively. Obviously, I don't. People like me use their laptops for their important work. And many businesses have yet to fully implement smartphone technology. Now, I know that they've been using Telzons, and they're doing this more and more, but there are places that don't use smartphones like that, okay? There are reasons for this lack of transition, and I may cover those reasons in either a live stream or another video. But I feel at this time that those of you who are watching this video should learn all about object-oriented programming. The first thing you should know is that once upon a time, two people in Oslo, Norway created a computer language called Simula. Who are these two people? Well, I may botch up their name pronunciations. If I do, well, I apologize in advance. The first one is Ole Johan Dahl, and the other one is Kristen Nygaard, and hopefully I got that right. Okay, it wasn't long, and you know, there was just this brief period of time, and a man by the name of Alan Kay studied Simula, the computer language of Simula, and he foresaw the day that computers would have computer graphic interfaces. Alan Kay teamed up with the Xerox Corporation to develop a computer language called Smalltalk. And this was the innovation that started the graphical user interface revolution. Then a man by the name of Bjorn Bjorn Stroustrup, boy, that's a mouthful. Stroustrup, okay? We're trying. This guy decided to integrate object-oriented programming inside his C computer language. The computer C++ language was the first computer language to fully implement the concepts of object-oriented programming. Is it really necessary to remember all those names? Well, not really, but since I've already taught you memory techniques, you could probably learn those names in about 15-20 minutes and remember them the rest of your life. And if you want to make some fun conversation, it'd work. Okay? So what should you remember? The term object-oriented programming should be very easy to remember. What is object-oriented programming? The first thing you should know is that web pages have objects. Okay? They're metaphorically similar to objects in your house. Okay? I'm sure you would agree, and hang on a second. Give me just a moment here. I'm sure you would agree with me that car keys are objects. And I'm sure you'd also agree that headphones are objects. And you'd probably agree with me that even books are objects. Hence the name object. Okay? Now, web pages have objects. Okay? You've seen them. Allow me to illustrate. Ready? You have your text box. You might even have a text area, something like this. Okay? I know these are kind of sloppy. You might have a checkbox, like that. Or you may have a command button that you may have to click. Or you may have something called a drop-down menu. It looks like this in the beginning, but if you click it, there's an extra whatever that comes straight down just like that. So, text box, text area, checkbox, command button, drop-down menu. You may even have something called a radio button. These could be on your web pages. Okay? Now, object-oriented programming, if done correctly, will tell a computer what objects are on the screen, what those objects look like, and what they will do. Okay? I will cover this topic in greater detail in a future video, so I would like for you to stay tuned.